What's up, everyone on YouTube? It's Lord Ryujin, and this is going to be probably the second video that I upload. I don't know if I'm going to upload any more after this. I just kind of feel like talking and catching up on a lot of stuff. It's been a while since I've uploaded new content. And I was thinking a little bit earlier about something that I felt like sharing. And maybe it's just me, because I'm an old retro gamer. I have 30 consoles, over 100 some odd games, most of which I haven't gotten around to playing yet, and I'm still building upon that by getting new games. And I like the idea of having a physical system. I don't like the idea of new consoles coming out, but maybe I'm just getting old, I'm getting tired of it, but I would like there to be... This is coming from the idea that basically we're at the end of the console life, and I don't know, I can kind of see it. You know, there's a part of me that's going to miss it, because again, I like having, you know, the Nintendo system, and back in the day, like the Sega system, and you had that stuff. But if it ends console wars, to where we don't have this whole, oh, Sony's better, Microsoft better, Nintendo's better, such and such, then by all means, please end the console generation. And it's also sort of slowly being hinted at with things like Microsoft. Microsoft is working more towards putting games out on Windows 10. I believe that Gears of War Ultimate is now available through Windows 10 to play. Games like Killer Instinct Season 3 are going to allow you to be able to play from your Windows 10 computer. Stuff like that really shows that Microsoft is focusing more on making Windows 10 and Xbox One interchangeable, and by extent, they could probably just keep upping the hardware. I believe Phil Spencer even mentioned something along those lines, that the Xbox One is going to be their last console, and that they're just going to bring out improved hardware for the Xbox One to make it compatible if you want to keep using it, but otherwise they're going to focus more on PCs and just coming out with game content. And that's fine, because Sony's sort of going along that lines as well. After all, they're now starting to do something similar with their PlayStation app, and if you use it, you can stream content from your PlayStation 4 to your computer, etc., etc. So you kind of see where I'm coming from. And I have to say, I was really surprised that I actually kind of like this idea. Because again, I'm the kind of person that I'd rather own a PlayStation 3 and a PlayStation 4 and have the physical, you know, games and have the content there, but they never said that that was going to be the end of games. And as long as I can play the games that I love to play, I'm not going to complain too much. So as long as I'm enjoying Uncharted, it doesn't matter if it's on a computer or if it's on a console. That being said, I do prefer consoles. I prefer the idea of a controller in my hand. But then this got me thinking, because this could be, you know, the way to solve it all, is it comes down to the controller that you want. And if you think about it, because I was trying to think about the uses of like the Xbox Elite controller, and how, you know, why would you want to have those little things on the bottom? And it's for the people that, you know, maybe they don't want to touch the faces. And this got me thinking, this could be the future of gaming. You know, yeah, sure, the HoloLens and the whole idea of, you know, video games coming into your living room and stuff like that, that could certainly work as well. But I like the idea of customizable controllers, and here's why. Because then it becomes what you want. Imagine this for a minute. You are a console gamer. You love your PlayStation. You keep buying the improved PlayStation 4, or just in this case, they might even just remove the numbers, and you just keep buying your improved PlayStation hardware. Maybe you don't like the controller. Maybe you like using the Steambox controller or the Xbox One controller. Now you can sync it up. Now you're playing Uncharted with an Xbox controller. Or maybe now you're playing Halo with a PlayStation 4 controller. Or maybe you're playing Zelda with whatever controller you want. That is the idea that I was thinking of, and I like it. And I'll make sure that you share your thoughts in the comments down below, because maybe it's just me and maybe I'm just crazy. But this seems like the best alternative. Because, I mean, could you imagine if Nintendo did this? And they're slowly hinting at that as well with the new Nintendo account, and, you know, thinking of ways to make their stuff integrated with things like PlayStation and PC and Xbox. Do you see what I'm saying? It kind of tickles that idea a little bit. And if they can make games work for their mobile, and then maybe it also somehow streams over to PC, this could easily be it, to where all you need to own is a Windows-capable device, like Windows 10, for example, since that's the newest one out, and you can get access to anything. God of War, Halo, Zelda, Mario Kart, Killer Instinct, Call of Duty, if that's your thing. Any game series that you want to play at your fingertips. That's cool. I understand that's one of the reasons why people are PC gamers, is because they'd rather just emulate and get it on one system and then be able to mod it however they want, to where now they got the game running in 4K. They got the game running the way that they want it to, with the controls that they want. I perfectly understand that, and this could be the console equivalent. And hopefully it will end the console war, because to me, there shouldn't be a war. I don't even know why there is. To me, there is no war. They each have their own clear-cut thing going. However, it would be nice to see. Because if you're the kind of person that's like me, and you like the Wii U gamepad, and you like the Wii U Pro controller, and you'd like to have more use out of it, well, maybe you can have it to where now it can sync to your PlayStation-capable games, and you can now play it the way you want. Or you can easily just have it to where, rather than we have to keep coming out with new hardware every few years to keep up with the technology, we don't have to worry about console gens anymore. We just now worry about upping the graphics and having a box that plays with the controller that we're comfortable with. And I understand that most of that is already on, you know, PC and stuff like that. But I'm thinking about it from, like, the console angle. We already have things like the Xbox One Games Preview program, which allows us to take games and preview them while they're in development and give our feedback. Something that Steam's already done. We've already seen things like how Nintendo created their own social network with the Miiverse, and Nintendo and Sony and Microsoft followed suit, and things of that nature. And I wouldn't be too surprised if it really starts to get to the point where all the controllers are the same, all the systems are the same, and really it just comes down to preference. And maybe first-party content, maybe, might still be available only on the hardware, but if it's really going to get to a point to where Sony may possibly show up on your Windows 10 computer thanks to the PlayStation app, who's to say that Nintendo won't follow suit? And then who knows? We might end up in a weird situation to where now all three are working together, making games together, and you might end up seeing Master Chief in Smash. That would be weird. Anyways, guys, that's just my 2 cents. I just felt like talking about that for a minute. I really don't even know if this is something that's going to come to pass. This is just stuff that I've sort of noticed, you know. I've noticed things like what Phil Spencer is saying as far as how Xbox 10 and Xbox One are going to work hand in hand with each other. Games are starting to show up on the Windows 10 store that are usually Xbox One only games. This, that, and the other, and it really just makes a ton of sense. And it might be the best option, because then that way we don't have to worry anymore about competing hardware, this, that, and the other. We can focus more on making the game the best. Because rather than we have to make a game for a previous gen because it might hinder something, hinder sales for people who already own that system or something like that, or end up in this weird situation like Thief or The Evil Within, where it came out for last-gen systems and current-gen systems, so the current-gen version of the game doesn't really hold up because it's not at its best. And if it is at its best, then the previous-gen version of the game is flawed because it's not going to have the same capabilities. But again, only time will tell on any of this. I just felt like talking and rambling a little bit. And I thank you for watching as always. I'll see you guys next time, and have a good one.